This is Algebra 1, Lesson 28, Practice. We're going to cover fractional parts of numbers and functional notation in these problems. Be sure and try these yourself before you watch the video. 4/3, we just write 4/3 of, we're going to write multiply. What number? We're going to use the variable WN. Is an equal sign, 64. Now, how do I solve that equation? I can divide both sides by 4/3, which is really the same as multiplying both sides by that reciprocal, which is 3/4. A little less to write that way, so let's do that. Whoops. What number is equal to 64 times 3/4? I'm going to write that as a fraction. 64 over 1 times 3/4. And then we can cancel. How many 4's in here? 1. How many 4's in here? 16. And then we can multiply straight across. 16 times 3 is 48. So your answer to A, what number, is 48. Again, you could check it. 4/3 times 48. Dividing it by 3, you get 16. Multiplying by 4, you get 64. You can see it works. B, 3 1/5 of what number is 48? So we've got 3 1/5 times what number is 48. I'm going to change 3 1/5. Let me just change it there. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1 is 16. So that's the same as 16/5. I didn't change the value. I just used its nickname. I'm multiplying by 16/5. So let's multiply both sides by the reciprocal so that it cancels out and we just get what number is equal to. Now, if I do the 48 over 1 times 5/16, or you could think of it the way I told you earlier. You're dividing by 16. 48 divided by 16 is 3, and then times 5 is 15. Let me show you how to do that here. 3 times 5 is 15. So for B, our answer is 15. C, what fraction, so I'm going to use what fraction, WF, of 60 is 48. They are multiplying the variable by 60. So let's divide both sides by 60. And then, whoops, got carried away there. What fraction is equal to 48/60ths? Now I'm going to divide both of those. Let's see, what are they divisible by? How about we divide by 6? Or you could do 2 and then 3. How many 6's are in 48? There's 8. How many 6's in 60? There's 10. Oh, I can do it again, can't I? Oh, that's because 12 would have gone into it, wouldn't it? So our answer for C is 4/5. What fraction of 60 is 48? And again, you can check it. 60 times 4/5. 60 divided by 5 would be 12, and then times 4 would be 48. So we know, yes, it works. D, 4 1/2 of 220. So 4 1/2 times 220 is what number? I'm going to change the 4 1/2. Let's see, 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So that's 9/2 times 220 equals what number? Then I'm going to cross cancel. And then I'm going to multiply straight across. 9 times 110 is 990 equals what number? All right, then we're going to go on to E. This is your functional notation. They want us to use this function, whose name is Frank, we'll say, and find f of -1. That -1 is where the x was, right? So that just means go in here and wherever you see an x, you're going to put a -1 in parentheses. So this would be called f of -1. We just replaced the x with -1 all throughout the problem. Then we can work it out. -1 times -1 would be +1 minus 3. and 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So that means f of negative 1, which is the value of the function if x is equal to negative 1, is negative 2. Again, we call that, or we say that, f of negative 1. And up here we would say f of x. That's your answer. F. If g of x, okay, this is a different function. Maybe this is George. If g of x is, and then there's your function, find g of 2. So we're going to find g of 2 by substituting a 2 in for all of the variables, the x's. Okay, and then I'm going to use my order of operations. Here I would do that. That's 4 minus 3. And then 4 minus 3 is 1. And then 2 times 1 is just equal to 2. So the answer to F is 2.